Thank you, Chair, and thank you to the committee for facilitating this debate. Glasgow North is also in a UN City of Music, like my honourable friend's constituency in Glasgow Central, and home to some of Scotland's finest creative talent: authors and poets, musicians and singers, actors and directors, painters and sculptors, dancers, storytellers, makers in every shape and form. And is home to thousands of equally talented folk behind the scenes who help connect our artists with their audiences. And all of them have been hit dreadfully hard by the pandemic, and all of them have been let down by this Tory UK government. The venues they rely upon were the first to close in lockdown, and they'll be the last to reopen. Far too many self-employed creatives have been excluded from the support packages available. And now, just as the vaccine brings some light at the end of the tunnel, they're being hit by the consequences of Brexit. Hundreds of people in Glasgow North have signed the petition that we're debating today. It's been the highest percentage of any constituency in Scotland. They know, as others have said, how important the ability to tour is for performing artists and their support crews. We've heard the statistics about the millions of pounds generated for the economy through overseas markets. But we shouldn't overlook the creative imperative and inspiration that comes from touring as well. Interacting with different audiences and cultures, the opportunity to try different things, to hone your talent, and all the benefit that brings. And the reciprocal element is hugely important too. Our creative talent and their teams want to travel to Europe, but global artists want to come here too, and our audiences want to see them. But we've known for a long time how difficult it can be for inbound artists to secure visas. And now the barriers that global artists have experienced will be felt by European arrivals too. The Tory government's ideological pursuit of the hardest possible Brexit is having all sorts of consequences. Many of us warned about them, but the government seems to be surprised. We're beyond indulging in a blame game. It's time for the government to get its own act together. It has to put aside its ideology and engage seriously with the industry and get back to the negotiating table with Europe. Throughout the last Parliament, the government was warned about this. It can't say it didn't realise how important the issue would be. And the hundreds in my constituency and thousands across Scotland who have signed this petition are increasingly coming to realise that the best way to secure visa-free travel across the EU is for Scotland to become an independent member of the European Union. And in a post-pandemic world, that will be more important than ever. We've just had an incredible online virtual Celtic Connections festival. It drew audiences from all over the world. It was fantastic. And undoubtedly, these new ways of experiencing music and art will not go away. But ultimately, if our creative and performing artists are to get back on their feet, they need to get back on the road. Thank you, Chair.